Today we have Forsaken, Chapter 1, The Last Rise. The last morning. The morning light crept through the gaps in the wooden shutters. Thin and pale, warm fingers brushed against his cheek. "Wake up, sleepyhead." He stirred, pulling the rough blanket closer. His mother's voice was soft, patient. The smell of bread baking drifted up through the floorboards. "Just a little longer," he mumbled. "Your father's already been up for an hour." Her hand rested on his shoulder, gentle but insistent. "Come on now." He opened his eyes. His mother smiled down at him, her face lined from years of work, but kind. The same face that had watched over him every morning of his 13 years. The floor was rough against his bare feet as he dressed and headed downstairs. His father sat at the table, mending a fishing net. "Go help Marta with her firewood before you head out," his father said without looking up. "She asked yesterday." He nodded, grabbed a piece of bread his mother offered, and headed out. Alder Glen was small, maybe 40 families clustered along the river. Everyone knew everyone. Everyone helped everyone. Old Marta's cottage sat at the village edge, her hands too gnarled to split wood anymore. He took the axe from her without a word and set to work. The rhythm was familiar. Easy. "You're a good boy," she said, watching him. "Alder Glen's lucky to have you." When he finished, she pressed a honey cake into his hands despite his protests. "Go on now. Catch something big." He returned home, grabbed his fishing rod and a small sack with some bread and dried meat his mother had prepared. His father looked up from his work. "The deep pools upstream?" "Yes, might be gone a few hours." His father nodded. "Be careful near the rocks. Current's strong there." "I will." His mother kissed his forehead. "Come back before dark." The walk upstream took him away from the village, following the river's winding path. The water gurgled and rushed, the sound filling his ears. Trees hung over the banks, their leaves rustling in the breeze. He found his spot, a deep pool where the water ran dark and still, where his father had once pulled a fish as long as his arm. He settled on a flat rock, baited his hook, and cast his line. The sun climbed higher. He caught 2 small fish, enough for a meal. The peace was absolute, just him, the water, the occasional bird call. Hours passed, without notice. By the time he packed up, the sun had begun its descent toward the horizon. Not quite evening, but later than he'd intended. His mother would scold him gently, but she'd be pleased with the fish. The walk back felt shorter. He was already imagining the smell of them cooking, his father's approving nod. He crested the final hill overlooking Alder Glen and stopped. Something was wrong. The village was too quiet. No smoke rose from the chimneys, no voices carried on the wind, no children playing, no sound of Henrik's goats, no clang of the blacksmith's hammer, just silence. His stomach tightened. He started walking faster, then running. The fish forgotten in his sack. Maybe everyone was at the square. Maybe there was a gathering he'd forgotten about. But he knew. Something in his gut already knew. He reached the first house, the tanner's workshop. The door hung open. He slowed, breathing hard, and looked inside. The tanner lay on the floor, face down. One arm stretched towards the door. No blood. No wounds, just still. "Hello?" His voice cracked. "Are you—" But he could see the man wasn't breathing. He stumbled back. Maybe the tanner had gotten sick. Maybe... He ran to the next house, the Weaver's family. The door was closed. He pushed it open, all 4 of them. The father slumped at the table, a half-eaten meal before him. The mother on the floor near the hearth. The 2 children in the corner, curled together, like they were sleeping. No blood, no struggle, just death. No! 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 He backed out, his legs shaking. This wasn't real. This couldn't be real. He ran through the village, house to house, calling out, begging for someone to answer. Each home the same, bodies everywhere. Lying where they'd fallen, old Marta sat outside her cottage, still on her stool, the honey cake she'd given him hours ago clutched in her stiff hands. Her eyes stared at nothing. He fell to his knees beside her. "Marta, please." "Wake up." But she was cold. They were all cold. He stumbled toward his own house. Maybe his parents were alive. Maybe they'd hidden. Maybe the door stood ajar. "Mother? Father?" The main room was empty. His father's fishing net still lay on the table, the mending unfinished. He climbed the stairs, slowly. His parents' room was at the end of the hallway. The door was open. They lay together on the bed, his father's arm around his mother, like they'd simply decided to rest. No wounds, no struggle, just gone. "No!" He touched his mother's hand, cold. "Mother, please wake up. I'm sorry I was gone so long. Please." Nothing. "Father, please." His voice broke, and something inside him shattered. The sound that came from his throat wasn't human. It was pure anguish. Eventually, the tears stopped. Everyone was dead. The entire village. Everyone, except him. Why? How? There were no answers, only silence. Then, hoofbeats. A merchant's cart rolled into view. He saw the bodies, saw the boy, and his face filled with horror. What did you do?" I was fishing." "Murderer." The word struck like a blade. The merchant drew a knife. "Demon!" So the boy ran. He ran to the river, and he jumped. Cold, violence, water, and darkness. Then, nothing. He woke to pain, alone, far from home, with nothing left, except one thought. Someone had done this, and one day, he would make them pay. End of chapter 1.